Ink-a-dink, 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 ink-a-dink. Wow! You feel like your tail's been snipped off? Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course you feel like your tail's been snipped off. When you passed away 4 years ago and left us with this 8.5 by 11 of you, she's getting kind of ratty looking. At least you got a necktie which is in sepia tones and not just a black and white of you. Yeah, your tail's gone. So don't say you feel like your tail's been snipped off. All right, yeah. All right, no, it's your show, so okay. Basil said, I'm still just completely aghast at what happened in the NCAA tournaments. Well, you know, those tournaments that they used to call the National Collegiate Athletic Association, but I, Basil BuddhaCat of Basil BuddhaCat Presents, ! Aptly renamed No Cats Around Anymore. And I'm still upset about it, you know, but it's not going to go, the pain is not going to go away quickly. And hey, by the way, what are all these boxes doing around here? Yeah, I don't know. But I think about a month ago we got shanghaied off to the Boxing Cat, not the Boxing Cat Grill on the Post Road between Stamford and Old Greenwich, but the Boxing Cat Brewery, which, by the way, is in Shanghai. And now look at all these boxes. Do these boxes follow us home? Basil said. Said, the more important question is, more important question is, no cats left in the world except two-dimensional black and white cats. So make sure that my favorite album of all time, my Santana album, don't let that get hidden behind a box. Okay, hold on. Okay. Tweety, Snarky, is it in the picture now? They're off celebrating because, well, they shouldn't be celebrating that much. Because even though 7 of the 8 teams, men's and women's combined, in the two final fours of the the No Cats Around Anymore tournament, were 4 birds and 3 dogs. On the men's side, lung cancer prevailed. Tobacco Road, the North Carolina lung tar cancer heals. Okay, I know. You want to talk about later in the show. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but I know later on in the show you want to talk about Donald Trump and the North Carolina coach Roy Williams. I didn't want to talk about that, but we got a lot of things going on in the world. I mean, a couple days ago, well, actually it was today, Devin Nunes stepped aside as the chair of the let's try to shift the blame from all the Donald Trump people talking to the Russians. Let's shift the blame on that to Susan Rice. Definitely did something wrong. We're not quite sure what, but our president Donald Trump knows and told us that she's guilty and she ought to go to jail. And we're just following that train of thought for the moment. So at any rate, he stepped away. The Senate's going forward, and they seem to be fairly even-handed so far. And it's sort of like that other investigation from a little bit before your time, Basil, Watergate, where the Senate, and actually, here's a little factoid that's going to be talked about later on, I'm sure, but here first is that Richard Burr, the Republican lead on the Senate committee investigating Donald Trump's people in Russia, before the election, during the election, after the election, is Richard Burr is actually holding the seat that a guy by the name of Sam Ervin, who used to hold that seat back in the day, and back in what day? Back in Watergate day, and so he's got kind of a strategy. He's got a plot plan to follow on how to do this thing, and how a guy from North Carolina back then was got to the bottom of it and helped lead Nixon out the door, and that's Sam Ervin, and Richard Burr holding Sam Ervin's seat. It's the same seat that Sam Ervin held for decades. Richard Burr is now in that same Senate seat, and he's in that same position, and we'll see. We'll see. It looks like all is not lost. It looks like Trump is in some trouble. And speaking of trouble, how about Bill O'Reilly? Basil said,
corporate sponsor.
Basil said, we've been hunting around for corporate sponsors for a while, and lately we did get BM baked beans. They're starting to get a little upset because we forget to call them B&M baked beans. Well, doesn't BM baked beans make more sense? Because after all, one of our spokespeople, Tom Brady, used these beans ultimately to win the Superb Owl. And on the other side of the coin, that quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, who nobody even remembers what his name is anymore. I think it's Ryan. Is it Paul Ryan? It's somebody with a name sort of like Paul Ryan. I mean, he had been the most valuable player during the regular season in the league. He was going into the fourth quarter. He was a shoo-in to be the most valuable player in the Superb Owl with a 19-point lead, and all of a sudden, he forgot which way to face. Because apparently, we knew that Brady and Bill Belichick had definitely been munching down on big, but we were talking to him during the before the press conference prior to the Superb Owl. We were in on that. We had access to the locker room, and there's Belichick and Brady eating a couple 3 pounds of BM baked beans, and then for the first 3 quarters, Brady, every time he turns around to go back to pass, bang, he's can't throw, he can't do anything. Well, he did well. No. But Tom Brady is a great quarterback, and in spite of what went on prior to the Superb Owl, he was doing pretty well, but not up to Tom Brady's standards. So fourth quarter arrives, the Atlanta Falcons, they're in easy field goal range. They would have been up by more points than was humanly possible to make up with the time left. They wouldn't have had the ball enough times under any circumstances to get back in the game. And we'll call him that dude, the quarterback for the Falcons, instead of facing the line of scrimmage, turns around, goes back to pass, bang, he's 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage, getting tackled, and they're out of field goal range. And it all went downhill from there, didn't it? And Brady, on the other hand, all of a sudden, he remembered, oh my God, I've been eating BM, baked beans. And starts facing the line of scrimmage, and he's running for yards, and he's throwing rocket passes to people, and the Patriots, well, they came back and won. So, Twitty's holding up a sign. Said, you're on thin ice with BM baked beans, so shut up. I'm just telling you what Basil said. This is the guy, I'm quoting Basil. That's my job. I'm his co-host, interpreter, and chief gopher. Like, as in, go for this and go for that. But okay, enough. Back to O'Reilly. So So Bill O'Reilly's got a bit of a problem with, apparently with sexual misconduct. And boy, isn't that surprising with him being close friends with Donald Trump. And so O'Reilly's got some corporate sponsors that are bolting out of his show because of new sexual allegations, or there are, I don't know, 10 or 20 or 30 lawsuits against him for sexual misconduct. And all of a sudden, he's losing some corporate sponsors. Nothing of any note. Let's see what we got. Mercedes-Benz. Basil winked at me and he said, "Hey, here's our opportunity. O'Reilly loses corporate sponsors. We gain corporate sponsors. Keep on going. Let's talk about some of these corporate sponsor opportunities we have ahead of us." Okay, Mercedes-Benz. Okay, Basil's thinking about it. Okay, here's another one. Let's go down the car companies first. BMW, another one O'Reilly lost. Okay, how about Hyundai, corporate sponsor O'Reilly lost. Mitsubishi, corporate sponsor O'Reilly had, lost. Now here's one that's close to home. And Basil was never really fond of the company that I'm affiliated with as a realtor, because they never used a cat for their representative. They had that really cute Goldie, that beautiful golden retriever that they used in the Coldwell Banker signs for many, many years. And so what do you think, Basil? Coldwell Banker? Basil said, said, give me a try at them. Said, how about, well, what did you say again was the name of the company? Was it Cold Day in Hell Banker? No, Basil. Coldwell Banker. Mr. Coldwell and Mr. Banker started a company in San Francisco. It's a highly regarded company. As large corporations go, their ethics are quite good. Basil's ready to snark away. And why were they advertising on Bill O'Reilly? Well, but come on, Basil. There's a long list here. We went down all these car companies: Mercedes-Benz, Hyundai, BMW, Mitsubishi, and Lexus too. So don't just beat up on a company that I'm affiliated with. Come on, give me a break here. Basil said, said, all right, go on. What are some of the other ones? I mean, there's only about 30 of them so far that have booked out. How about, let's see, Amica Insurance. Okay? Are you game to go after them to see if you can get Amica Insurance as a corporate sponsor? Basil said, said, only if, because he'll take them. There's a stipulation attached to it. They're going to have to change their name from Amica to AmiCat. They have to add that T on at the end and become AmiCat Insurance. Then I'd be glad to take them on as a corporate. Come on, Basil. Come on. We can't do that. We can't tell our corporate sponsors how to name their companies. Said, sure. Said, sure. Tell that to BM Baked Beans. Okay. So, wow, lines are surprisingly quiet. Okay. So, well, that's the crux of them so far. I mean, that's bound to change gradually, but let's go on. Okay. The show today. Actually, you wanted to talk about. You're reading in some magazine about a new reality show. And the reality show is going to be called Trump and O.J. on the golf course. And Basil was telling me before the show, and so I don't need to ask him. Said the tenor of the show is that Trump and O.J. are out on the golf course, probably one of Trump's golf courses, and O.J. is out there. He's still looking for his wife Nicole's real killer, and Trump's out there and trying to add to his list of the blacks who love me. So it's the mutual respect society going out there. Mutual respect between Trump and O.J. going out there. Okay, and you told me you grab one of the lines from the plot, one of the lines from the show that gets us started on it, like a teaser line. Okay, can I use it? Do you have permission? Basil said, said, who needs permission to do anything anymore? Says, okay, here's the line. Okay, one of them says to the other, I'm surprised the law didn't catch up with you yet. To which Trump replies, to which O.J. replies, no, okay, no, really, okay. Basil said you were right the first time. One of them says to the other, I'm surprised the law didn't catch up with you yet. And to which Trump replies, titties! Kristen Schoenfeld has entered the room. And that was actually Trump that was thinking about his favorite rock and roll duo, and citing a little pussy grabbing. Okay, so one of them says to the other, "I'm surprised the law didn't catch up to you yet," and to which Trump replies, "We're in a loop here, aren't we?" To which O.J. replies, well, now which is it? Who's asking? Who's making the remark and who's responding? Who's replying? Okay. I think you're leading on. He's got the in on another. He's got the in on another new reality show. Okay. So there's something sort of like one that's been out there already. But this is a little bit different. Says this other new reality show he's been reading about is black is the new orange, is the new black, is the new orange, is the new black, is the new orange, is the new black, is the new orange. And I guess from what you're leading me on to here is that that there's two characters here, and one of them represents black, and one of them represents orange. Is this Trump and O.J. again? Okay, Basil's, and I know he's thinking because four of his whiskers on his left hand side just got tangled up with four of the whiskers on his right hand side. So he's going to give me a good one on this one. He's going to. Okay, he said. What was the question again? No, I'm taking. Okay, here's the question again. I'm taking it that the two main characters in this new reality show, black is the new orange, is the new black, is the new orange, is the new black, is the new orange, is that the two main. Basil said, I heard you the first time, and I can't give away the plot to that. I mean, people give me these inside scoops on the premise that I'm not going to tell too much about them. Just enough, just a teaser bit here and there to get people to watch these shows when they come on. Okay. You're still on that? Okay. Alrighty. Okay. No, it was a scratch, not a double scratch. Basil, if you were watching during the end of the men's and the women's tournaments, by the way, Basil predicted that the University of Connecticut Huskies, the women, would lose. Got it right. Of course, he's been predicting that all year because he kept saying, this is a good team. UConn always has good teams, but let's face it, they graduated the three best players in college basketball, as proven by the fact that women's professional basketball drafted them number 1, number 2, and number 3. So they're left with, a rebuilding year. And somehow or other, Basil kept predicting all along through the year that and Basil said, never mind the whole year. Let's get down to the game that matters. Never mind that I've been predicting that something was going to happen eventually, It had to happen eventually. And the world was coming to an end. Well, that's been predicted about 3,000 times in the last 2 years. And eventually it has to happen. But, some guy's going to be the lucky one to just say, hey, remember that billboard out on Mill Plain Road, pretty close to your office, that had the most recent one? The one that predicted the world was going to end on May 21st, 2012. Yeah, I remember that. I used to laugh at that every time I drove past it. Oh yeah, I remember, yeah. Basil's got it, my cheat sheet here right in front of me, so I know what precipitated that claim. Well, apparently the Mayan calendar, I don't know, they ran out of space on it, or they didn't make the calendar, the big round calendar made out of stone big enough to go past May 21st, 2012, and because of that, this guy predicted that, but the Mayans knew well enough that the world was coming to an end on May 21st, 2012. So you're still grousing, huh? And Basil can't believe, out of the final 4 men's and the final 4 women's teams in the, it used to be called National Collegiate Athletic Association basketball tournament, but, Basil renamed it the No Cats Around anymore because, well, let's face it, Kentucky Wildcats, gone. Villanova Wildcats, gone. Arizona Wildcats, see you later. All the cat teams fell out, and usually you got some good cat teams. Last year, Villanova Wildcats, champions of the men's tournament, and they went out this year. They were the top ranked team of all the 64 plus however many extra teams they tried to give a little moment in the sun too. So at the final 8 teams, you had 4 birds, and Tweety, of course, very happy about that. You had 3 dogs, including the UConn Huskies, and the team that beat them, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. There are 3 dogs left on, and so 4 birds, 3 dogs, and lung cancer. And there you go. And lung cancer won the men's tournament. North Carolina lung cancer Tar Heels won. And so Basil said, speaking of Donald Trump's tournament tweets, along with his other tweets, let's revisit those tweets, okay? All right. So here's the chronology. Okay. Morning after the men's tournament, Tuesday morning. 3 a.m., which is when Trump usually gets up and stretches his legs, turns on Fox News and tweets. Here's his tweet. Roy Williams is a great coach. No, actually, he kind of expanded those 5 letters. North Carolina, Roy Williams is a great coach. Okay. Then he sits down and he notices, probably on Fox, because that's all he watches, that finds out that Roy Williams, during the Atlantic Coast Conference tournament, basically said Trump was a dork. He said, the quote was, I'll paraphrase Roy Williams. He said, Donald Trump's quotes are the biggest bullshit quotes ever. That's what he said. Okay, so Trump hears this, sees this, and Trump sends another tweet out. 3:01 a.m. Tweets, Roy Williams is a loser. And then back, and he sees somewhere else that Roy Williams is not sure if Trump invites the North Carolina Lung Cancer Tar Heels Tobacco Road team to the White House, which the president normally has the winner of every major sporting event come to the White House and gets a little FaceTime with them and gives them a chance to gush over being with the President of the United States, as long as the President of the United States is somebody that's that's halfway decent. And Williams says that he hasn't gotten invited yet to the White House by Trump, and he's not really quite sure whether they're going to go, even if they are invited. So, 3:01 rolls around, and Trump tweets, North Carolina had 3 million points added by illegals. Then he goes back, and he's looking again, and he hears something else. And 3:02, he tweets out, North Carolina had illegal players. Goes back, sees something else which gets him annoyed, and 3:03 tweets out, Roy Williams is illegal. So, okay, phone calls. No phone calls yet today. That's usually Friday night we get hey, quick shout out to our friend Tony, good friend of Progressive Soup, good friend of Basil BuddhaCat, and Tony, we'll have you back on. Well, Progressive Soup will have you back on, and maybe we'll get you on Basil BuddhaCat sometime soon, hopefully. Okay, Basil looked at me and he's glared, and he said, enough. Said, all right, 2 seconds, enough about Progressive Soup. Back to my show. This is the Basil BuddhaCat Presents exclamation point show. And we don't need to hear about your sorry ass show. So, okay. So, that's about it. Okay. So, we'll be back. We'll be back Sunday morning with, as usual, a more religious show. And this has been Basil BuddhaCat Presents. I'm David Stevenson, Basil's co-host, interpreter and chief gopher. And we'll see you Sunday morning.
They say they'd rob your grandma blind on Wall Street, fritter her away her Medicare on Wall Street. And Pharma Oil and their pet fox don't care if she lives in a box, so long as they wear platinum jocks on Wall Street, Meow.